what it means to make a difference. It's very important to do that, so we know the direction of our deployment. If we don't know what these powers are meant for, we may receive the impartation or be excited by the teaching, but will not necessarily know how to apply or to deploy it. And so it's important for me to define what making impact really means, even as we begin our journey, or making a difference. Number one, to make a difference simply implies provoking intervention in the lives of others through power or by the mechanism of power. If what you are doing does not create intervention in the lives of people, that is not a difference. You can have 1,000 cars. That's not a difference. You can have 1,000 buildings. That's not a difference. You make a difference to the degree that your life and what you are doing impacts the life of others, bringing intervention sufficient to bring them out of their perils, their sorrows, their confusions, and their troubles in life. In Luke chapter 4 verse 18, Jesus was walking in the land for 30 years. In fact, in John chapter 1 from verse 1, when his credentials were read. That's the loudest credential you will ever read in the human context. He said, in the beginning, God created the heavens and the earth. And he said, and can you project the scripture? I want everybody to see it. He said, in the beginning was the Word. And he said, the Word was with God and the Word was God. So the first credential of Jesus that was defined is the fact that he is God. And you know, God is the author and the source of all things. So nobody compares with him in the context of human civilization. He said, in the beginning was the Word was with God, and the Word was God. And then he went to the second, and he said, the same was in the beginning with God. That in itself is a very strong force or factor. It means he's older than everything that was created, because the same was in the beginning with God. So you can't know more than him. Everything came after him. But in order to correct an impression, because you may assume that himself was created, he now went further to say he's not just older than everything that was. He said all things were made by him, and without him was not anything made that was made. So the second thing that was said about him is the fact that he is creator. And then he went further. He said in him was life. The third thing that was said is that everything living is animated because of his existence. If it is not, nothing will. The reason you are is because he is. If he wasn't, you wouldn't be. So he's the author of life. That means your existence is relevant to the degree that you are connected to him, because he defines and animates existence. In him was life. And he didn't stop there. He now went to number 4, and he said that life is the light of men. So what you call wisdom and understanding is what you glean from him. So you can't be wiser than him. Wisdom actually means obeying what he says. Because anything you do outside of his instruction is foolishness. Because he is the light of men. So if he's not in a man's life, that man will walk in darkness. This is a powerful credential of one individual. That he is God, he is creator, he is author of life, and he is the illumination, the light that man walks in. But this same being that has this supreme credential, the Bible said he was on earth for 30 years, but the territory where he lived was in darkness. In Matthew chapter 4, from verse 15, You see almost the same scripture in Luke 4:14-16. It said the land of Zebulun. It said the land of Naphtali, by the way of the sea, beyond Jordan, Galilee of the Gentiles, the people that sat in darkness. So he was with them for 30 years. They were in darkness. It is when this power came upon him that he began to define what making a difference is. So his credential didn't matter. What really mattered was the fact that he began to make a difference. And so the moment the power of God came upon him, in Luke 4:18, he went into the synagogue and he began to give us the meaning of existence. He said, the Spirit of the Lord is upon me because he has anointed me to preach the gospel to the poor. If his life does not affect the poor, no matter what he said about him, it's not a difference. He said, he had sent me to heal the brokenhearted. He said to preach deliverance to the captives and recovery of sight to the blind and to set at liberty them that are bruised. You know, we have a world where people pride themselves in what they have. What you have is nothing except as it makes a difference in another person's life. If what you have does not impact people, it is nothing. If you like, be dressed with diamond, it means nothing. If somebody is hungry and your life cannot impact that person, you and your diamond is a waste. If you like, have money in different accounts and in different currencies in different nations. If it does not affect people, it's a waste. If it does not change people, it's a waste. If you like, be powerful. If that power does not improve humanity, it's a waste. So when we are talking about making a difference, we are not talking about possessing more. We are actually talking about utilizing what we have to begin to change the stories of men. To make a difference is to create intervention in the lives of people so that they can come out of their troubles and from their sorrows. And so if you leave this conference and you are not conscious of the poor neighbor you have, it means this conference was a waste. If you like, lie on the floor and roll from one side to the other. If you leave this conference and the people working with you in your company don't feel the impact, it means it was a waste, even if a drum of oil was poured on you in the course of this conference. Because making a difference is to change the lives of people by creating interventions that take them out of their crisis. Sometimes we are too selfish to think about others. Every time we think about change, it's about us. But the reason God left us on earth is to create change in the lives of others. And so the first concept that defines a life that makes a difference is a life that creates intervention in other people's lives. The second concept that defines what makes making a difference is a life that projects values. Values that provoke transformation. Somebody can be poor and I can bring intervention by giving him food. Although I have provided him food, I have not really helped him because he may eat food, but he will still be a sinner. He may eat that food, he may still be a fornicator. He may eat that food and he may still be stealing. And so beyond creating material intervention, a life that makes a difference is a life that projects values. Values that are sufficient in potency to trigger transformation in others. So it goes to mean that when men look at you, they should reorder their lives. If they see the love of God from your life, they should learn to start showing love. If they see purity in your life, they should learn to start living holy. If they see uncompromising stand for truth in your life, they should stop compromising. Because not just because you gave them money or food, but this time around, you are giving them what is more than money and food. You are showing them a character that is superior to what they have. Because a man's value is not in the multitude of the things he possesses. You can change somebody's story from poverty to riches but that person will still go to hell. You can heal a sick person, but that person will still go to hell. In fact, some persons you help and deliver from trouble will become tyrants oppressing other people. Did you not read the story? A man was forgiven of his debt, and the man went and caught somebody else who was indebted to him and threw him to prison. So he received intervention, but he didn't receive transformation.